Of the 30-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3". Now Shaw. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
He'll buy some time right. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 36 yards on the play.
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one. And on that play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Here's Shaw. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. The number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come back. From all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows a coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe he'll play a little bit better.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit
Sometimes
better.
it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Here's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So here are the Texans to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. To throw again on 2nd down. Shove. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 23 yards the pickup there.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
They'll run on 1st down. Rodriguez. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper, at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So, I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Back to throw here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Brevin Jordan, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point by Koo, up and good, and it's now 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays, and the result, a Houston touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. The drive will start with an option going left. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Jackson now. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of them. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So that if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
From the 39, Shaw. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Rolling to his right. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Buying time to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got Jordan complete right side. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Flushed out right. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. He wants to throw it here. And all the gamble fails. It's incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half. Jackson now down around his goal line. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it 2nd down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the 2nd half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I just doubt.
Now Brown, he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And that one quickly went from a big play for the offense, I thought he may go the distance, to a big play for the defense.
And how about the emotions for the defense on that play? It broke big. It was going to be an absolute disaster for them, and it turns out they end up with the football. I don't know that they're exactly celebrating. Definitely plenty of relief, though.
To throw again on 2nd down. Shaw. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down. They'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Rodriguez. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got a man. It's his fullback. Give him 3 on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. It's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there. You might have a smaller back. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Jackson. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half, and down 3 scores. A lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
It reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one. A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. It kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd and 10, Chung, and down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. DeVonta Smith with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Coup now for the point after. And the lead is now 24. So that drive, 4 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. And, oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. We'll call that a 43-yard punt, 2 on the return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Jones, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4, 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again to Jones. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? They'll set up to throw. Flush to his right. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw now on 1st down. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Sliding out of the pocket. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Back to throw again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position past the 40-yard line.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now it's Jackson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the...
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. The give is to Jones. And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens' 19-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Now the toss to Jones, running right. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Jackson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Eluding the pressure right. Caught on the right side by Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. He'll drop to throw. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Escaping the pressure right. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Jackson. He finds his man, complete. It's Clark. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
On 3rd down, Jackson into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. Here's Jackson to throw. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he is going to lose yardage here. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Houston, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for
today. From Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Houston Texans.
The onset of fall weather, certainly a welcome occurrence for folks in Silicon Valley, and we've got football on a gorgeous day here in Santa Clara as we are situated at Levi's Stadium. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. Now, they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win. And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
I loved our discussion this week. You know, we had our weekly phone call to talk about our game coming up. And we had to reflect on the fact that he won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award last week, yet his team lost. You don't see that very often.
No, I know a lot of people dislike that, but when you look at the numbers across the conference from last week, he was clearly the best. So I say the award goes to him, and it did.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. He was so good, they just couldn't ignore him.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down. Shotgun now for Lance. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jonathan Grenard able to record his 5th sack of the season. 13 yards remaining on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Lance, and he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area. But they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
So here come the Texans now for their first drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, Very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now second down. Throwing, Jones. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent gain, 35 yards. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. On play action, they'll throw. Rolling to his left. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans have taken the lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 2nd and 11 now. Lance. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
And this is going to be incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit. And they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Schaub. He finds Smith out of the backfield. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. But they're looking for...
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Can the Texans scoop it? And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The defense gets them the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Following the fumble recovery, Jones. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Nico Collins,
his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fielded right around the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
They haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they?
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Lance, a give now to Sermon.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Lance, and unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th. Here's Tommy Townsend now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 23. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. Houston set to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
This is Smith with a grab. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. They'll try the left side. Rodriguez. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
So things are definitely going right for them here in the 1st half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of...
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Coup for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And his pass is caught. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number 1, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number 2, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Now they got to get to the line quickly. After the sack on 1st down, Lance. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And Lance going to throw. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The Texans here on third down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Here's Lance. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Lance. He'll leave that underneath to Sermon. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. Well, I know we hold off on the halftime update after all. Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. Taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And here comes a big tight end as he gets set for this next drive. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Now Shaw. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up, because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
2nd down and goal. Shaw. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Sermon, they'll try the left side with him. They'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And Lance's throw pulled in by Kittle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Lance finding Kittle, first down San Francisco.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Chase Young in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
To try again after the sack. Lance, this one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. To throw, it's Lance. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, here's the option. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down. Here's Schaub. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll run it with Jones. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Ronald Jones unable to get to that imaginary yellow line. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down. A play fake for Sermon. Now Lance. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Niners on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Lance to throw it. Kittle catching the slant. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career, and that ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the pass, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys were excellent players, but how about what we're seeing right now? 505 and rising. What a nice career he's put together.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Texans scoop it. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The drive starts with a completion, left side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game. And trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Schaub flushed out right.
Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Flush to his right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Ronald Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Texans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they call. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's caught inside the 5. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From the 6. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
San Francisco gets set to go here.
You see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss. Lance now on first down. They're going for Hamler, but this is intercepted.
Picked off near the 34. CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Now Lance.
On the move to his left. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Chase Young in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he needed to get to the midfield stripe, but he can't do it. He's about a yard short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And now out comes Houston.
And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time as they have dominated the proceedings here into this 4th quarter.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Now on 2nd and 13. Shum. Wide open receiver complete.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will extend this big lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
And Lance now to throw. They set up the screen for Sermon.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Lance looking to throw it.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic. How this game's been going. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. The Texans getting set here to take over again on offense. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Eluding the pressure right. Airing it out deep for Smith.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Flushed out right. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And he comes back with one complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Again, he'll drop the throw.
Open man is Jordan, the tight end. 7 yards to pick up there.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Texans, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts.
from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. It's week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts.
Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
Nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll roll him out right. He's got a man. Complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan today, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Out to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. That's caught inside the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Only took him 3 plays, and they're already in the red zone just like that.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He'll buy some time right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. They'll set up a throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards, and a 9-yard run on the end of it.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Rodgers now on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. Taylor's got the first down and more.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 51 yards.
Well, watching the film, we saw that things clicked pretty well for them in the running game last week. No reason to change in my mind. Continue to try and run the football. Give it to him early.
Throw for Pittman is intercepted.
He's picked off near his own 48. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much. And it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down. Looking to throw. Flush to his right.
He's got it to Collins, complete.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. The end result, 21 yards. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Devontae Smith
hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Texans are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Now Aaron Rodgers and the offense heading back onto the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception,
the ball is free. Taylor lost it.
And the Texans scoop it. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. Now Jones. Rolling to his right. And it's caught. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And a nice move will yield nothing as he stopped behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
You can almost feel him thinking as he's running the football. Just one more block, anything to get me to the perimeter and around the corner. Couldn't quite get there. Ends up getting spilled for a loss.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Jones. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Here's Jones throwing on 4th down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will extend their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they... blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again.
And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. On play action, Rodgers. Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Jonathan Grenard able to record his 5th sack of the season.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, we're going to sell the go. Just go, and let's see who's faster.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. They'll get this off to Taylor. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jordan Jenkins with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Texans will take over for the first. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Quiddy Pay. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Another try after the first down sack. Schaub. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. Back to throw now on first down. Steps away to his left. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 34.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Throwing the out route and complete. It's Collins. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Add this gain to the last one, and they move the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Eluding the pressure right. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting ready to go again here on offense. In 2nd quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. To throw, it's Rodgers. Out of his hands quickly to Pittman. And he's got this down to the 35. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts
as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Jordan Jenkins able to record his 5th sack of the season. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will do it for this first half. So, well, who needs a halftime? Am I right? Let's resume play. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3.
On the return, it's Nyheim Hines.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
That's pulled in at the 32.
Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards.
And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 36 yards on the play. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. It's their quarterback. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans continue to pour it on. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. On the return is Hines. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. From the 41, Rodgers. Man open, that's Henry Ruggs. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. This is Taylor. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute on it.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
Jonathan Grenard in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And this Texans defense stands tall. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Schaub flushed out right. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Steps away. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A very solid gain of 27.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Back to throw again. Flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete.
The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
They'll go with Jones. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Ronald Jones, his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Texans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will extend this big lead.
Following a touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. On the return is Hines. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Indy set to go on offense once more. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And a slant hauled in by Ruggs. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Here's Rodgers to throw. Hits his target to tight end Mo Alley-Cox. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Rodgers now on first down. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Jordan Jenkins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Chase Young racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed.
And the Texans will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
Quiddy Pay picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We usually talk about does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. He finds his man, complete. It's Jordan. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Houston,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Colts, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.